guys, good morning. So it's been on my mind to record this video, and for some reason I've just been like pushing it, but I think that, you know what, the time is now. It is time for me to record this, and the topic is sort of sensitive. I don't know why it's sensitive, or it's sensitive maybe because a lot of people have these experiences and they're not necessarily like pleasant experiences. So I'm going to be talking about how to identify if a child is being sexually abused. Sexual abuse comes in different ways. I think as I grew older, I discovered that sexual abuse is very rampant, like very rampant, and sometimes it presents in things that, in ways you may not even recognize. Just feel like, this person is just being this person is just being that. But the truth of the matter is that you are harming a child. So I'm going to give an experience. I think I have plenty experiences in this regard. And sexual abuse, when we talk about sexual abuse, we're not just talking about rape. So we're talking about inappropriate touching, inappropriate comments, like the whole range of sexual abuse. I think that the max is like, at the point where it's now rape, there's people that say, he raped you, or she raped you. But for today, I'm actually focusing on ladies, because on women, or the girl child, because a lot of this happens a lot for children. And I'm a girl, or I'm a lady, so I'll be talking based on what I have seen. And the purpose of this video is actually for you to be, as adults, be able to recognize these things and then help, not just look at it and be like, that man is abusing this girl, and work for this life. Who would have thought? And is that. No, it is for you to help, because for every girl you see that is being abused and you don't help, you raise a generation, or you raise a people, or she grows up to be somebody that maybe is not confident, somebody that continues in that vicious circle. Because outcome of sexual abuse can be in different ways, and then just see one girl, you're like, no, wow, I cannot even be friends with her, I cannot even be this, I cannot even be that. But she's just probably trying to cope with all of these behaviors that you're saying. So children are a very special breed of people, like they are special breed. And there's this documentary that not documentary, like a reality show. It's 3-Day Nanny, and it's like parents have issues with their children, and then they just need help. Like, at that point where you're tired, like, this child will not kill me, literally. And then seek intervention, professional help, to see, okay, how best can I manage these children. And I discovered something, that children, sometimes when children throw tantrums, they are not throwing the tantrums because this child, you're stubborn. You say your father was stubborn when he was a child, that's why you're acting stubborn. No, most of these behaviors are learned, and sometimes they respond to particular things. So they want something and then give it to me now. But children being children. So yeah, let's go back to the video. So one of the ways you identify that a child is being, there's a high possibility that this child is being sexually abused. And like I already defined, that sexual abuse is not just rape. There are a whole lot of things. So inappropriate touches, somebody kissing a child unnecessarily, like, in fact, that's number one. It's not your child. If it's not your child, please keep your mouth, your lips away. I know that child is cute, or you just see a baby girl and maybe a child, and you just feel this unnecessary urge to kiss the child or be very playful with the child. Keep your hands to yourself. Hi, how you doing? How is mommy? How is daddy? It's fine, we know you care. So yeah, one of the traits is if a child is avoiding a particular person. So maybe your uncle is coming, and then everybody seems to be excited, but this child not particularly excited, like, whatever, I actually prefer if he doesn't come, and things like that. You're like, what's wrong with you now? He's a nice person, is this, is that. But it's an opportunity for you to probe. So I grew up, okay, let me give you a background story. I used to be that child that, well, me, I would consider, if you know somebody that is dumber than dumb. Yeah, I used to be that person. Like, not in academics, of course. I used to pass my book. I used to pass my exams, and like I was like first to third position ish. But in life, I was, maybe because of the environment I grew up in, I was very, very dumb, and you could like easily override me, and I didn't have a voice then, so I didn't used to talk. Like, I talk, but particular things happen and then you cannot even say anything. And I remember one particular day somebody was telling me, like a teacher in my school, was telling me that one parent saw me and another person, like a teacher, in an inappropriate position. What happened? Thank you. So this particular person has been usually, in fact, I didn't know sexual education. I did not know anything. I really didn't have that experience or that knowledge of, oh, when a man does this, this is what it means. You should say no. You should this. You should say that. Might not know. The only thing I knew was that they said, if you are, once you start menstruating, if a boy should touch you, you get pregnant. And I was like a very playful person. Like, I play with guys a lot, or I used to play with guys a lot. It was like me. I'm a very energetic person. So when I started my period in secondary school, I was like, it was like choosing between getting pregnant or continue my play. I just said, you know what? So when we pregnancy, let's continue our play, because wait, why is it that when I'm on my period, I'm not saying, everybody don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. No, nah. I didn't. It was not even something I wanted people to know about. So, you know what? Let's go on. Let's continue to play. If pregnancy comes, we'll be able to explain that. No, nobody just touched me, new, and things like that. But so this particular person was usually fond of. At that time, I really didn't even know the implication, or I didn't even know what it meant. So he was fond of putting students on his lap, and sometimes you're not just in the mood, because you're like, what's all this unnecessary hugs and things like that. And so that particular day, I was the one that I was struggling. So the person was trying to force me to sit on his lap. Me, I was struggling to like leave, because I could not say I'm not doing, and things like that. At that point in time, I didn't even really know what's up. And this parent walks in and sees us in that position, in that this thing. What I expected that parents would have, Dara, what's wrong with you? What are you doing here? Something like that. But the person later went to gossip to tell another teacher that now for this Dara, I caught her with so and so in a compromising position. And I'm like, I was a child. The blame was on me as a child that was supposed to be rescued. So when you see people, you may feel like, oh, they're just playing. So maybe one uncle and a child, they are struggling. I'm like, what's there? Sit on his lap now. There's nothing there. He's just trying to be playful with you. That guy is sexually abusing that lady. So take it for like from someone that has experience. So as an adult, it's your position to say, you know what, what happened? If she says she's not playing, leave her. It's not by force for you to play. You can also now call the girl later and say, oh, why don't you like uncle so and so? This uncle, I don't know, he does this, he does that. Of course, that comes with an atmosphere where the child doesn't feel like, you know what, they say, it's because you are too fine, that's why he's touching you. Like, what's the meaning of you are too fine, that's why he's touching you? There's some things that we say to children that just in your mind you're feeling like, it's because you're fine, and shouldn't it be a compliment? It's not a compliment, because you are damaging that child. You are telling her that, oh, it's a problem for you to be too beautiful, because it means that you are going to be attracting people that would want to touch you. At that age, the child doesn't really know so much about sex and things like that, but you're already putting these things in the person's mind, and the child just feels like, oh, it's one of those normal things because I am a fine girl. No, it is not one of those normal things. So another trait where you can say that maybe this child is being sexually abused is if the child is reserved. Yes, the child is being reserved. The child doesn't necessarily like want to speak with people. The child doesn't want to really associate with people, especially people of the opposite sex. And person just like, you know what, let me just be on my own. No, that child, there's a very high tendency that that child is being sexually abused by somebody. It can be anybody, and it is good for you to like draw that person closer, because with sexual abuse, the funny thing is people don't have someone to talk to. Like children don't have someone to talk to. You feel like, oh yeah, you have your parent now, go and talk to your mom, go and talk to your dad, and things like that. But sometimes parents are like, Benny, don't disturb me. And child is like, mommy, can you call? I say, hey, when you two you did this, when you two you did that. Well, you're not helping the child, because that child is a child. The child doesn't know anything, and the child needs help. But you as the parent, you're like, well, see, if I have my own life to live, if not I get back to you, I'm supposed to be this obsessed with my life. So nobody say omolomo le payoni yabi. And then we bring that attitude into raising children, and you're like, you know what, don't stress me, don't disturb me, sort out your issues by yourself. So child, so allowing the child to be free. Children say things and not taking what they say face value. So children say particular things, just say, that uncle, I don't even know why he's touching this person. And just like, no, now, are you jealous? What is, are you jealous? Like, truth of matter, see, there are some conversations we're not supposed to be having with children. Which ones are you jealous? Are you jealous of? Somebody is telling you that, see, I am seeing something that you are not seeing. And you are doing, are you jealous? That uncle is very nice. That's how I used to touch children. That's a sexual predator that you are dealing with, and everybody's just, oh, he's a nice person. So what? If it's a nice person, come. It's a nice person, say it should be harassing children and be grooming their adulthood for failure, because these things are things that children will grow up into, and then they begin to deal with, and they are wondering why a child is overly stubborn. Like overly stubborn. Another sign you see when a child is being sexually abused or harassed is that this child all of a sudden just don't want to go to particular places, or he doesn't want to go with certain people, be left alone in, it's like you know, to be scared of going to this person's place now. Why all of a sudden you're like, no, can we go next week? And the child is just trying to like push that event forward, or no, I don't want to go, I don't feel like going. Or maybe you say, oh, let's go somebody's place, and all of a sudden the person say, headache, and you're like, or the person doesn't want to go to particular places. That is a sign that a child is being sexually harassed or abused. So please, let's be sensitive. I know that sometimes you'll be what's wrong with you? It's every time they say we should go here, you say no, you're not going, you're not this, you're not that. The child is basically trying to tell you something, because the child cannot or may not even necessarily know that, oh, this is sexual abuse. So another sign that we notice when a child is being sexually abused or the child is being sexually harassed is that the child will try to like act out scenarios, so sexual scenarios, maybe with toys or with friends and things, like with playmates. Just go around, you're like wondering, what are you guys doing? Maybe they say, is it mommy and daddy? No, not mommy and daddy. You just discover that this child is trying to act out sexual roles or sexual behaviors. The child's behavior can be very, very sexual, and you're like, oh, what's going on? I'll be like, oh, shekini ko. Auntie, mommy and daddy, you are dealing with a child that is being sexually abused. Your role is not to come and say you are a bad child. I already knew that you were not going to amount to anything in life. Take that child and help the child, because that is a cry for help. The child doesn't know it, but it's actually a cry for help, and that you are older, you are supposed to be in the better position to be able to help. Yeah. Yes. So another, You just try the child. Sometimes the child, especially if you're dealing with an intelligent child, the child will tend to ask questions that sort of like provoke conversations around maybe sexuality, around sex, and you're like, sometimes we are not very sensitive to pick these things. So maybe questions about why do something 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 something, and then it's a conversation that tends towards sexual activities, and they're like, oh no, this is that. Okay, fine. And that thing, the child can be like asked, children can be very funny, and they'll be like, oh, why do we have to keep secrets? Mommy, why do people keep secrets? Somebody has told her that this is a secret, we should keep it in ourselves. If you don't know, now you know that, because somebody has told her. She's trying to like probe, why should we have to keep secrets? No, people keep secrets because it's this, it's that. Mommy, daddy, and see, you're dealing with a child that is being sexually harassed and doesn't know how to like bring that conversation. So since you are older, you have more experience, you would know how to bring out what is in that child, so that the child eventually says, okay, or eventually the child spills and say, oh, this is what has been happening, and things like that. And please, when those things happen, when a child spills, don't say, there, don't let anybody hear it from you. Uncle Kinikon, he did what? No. Uncle Kinikon, he say, upstanding, he says, Uncle Kinikon, no, he cannot do such. What did you do? You're asking a child what they did to be sexually harassed. Like, auntie, if your brain is not functioning, you tell your brain that no, in this kind of situation it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work now. I which kind of question? Listen to what is coming out from your mouth. What did you do? What will a child do to be sexual? What can the child do to say, see me, oh, I like to be sexually harassed. Come and harass me. Another trait we see when a child is being sexually harassed or abused is that the child all of a sudden just develops nightmares. So the person maybe cannot sleep at night, doesn't like to sleep alone. A child that on a normal day be like, let's go and sleep, bam, child has gone, laid on her bed. All of a sudden she doesn't want to sleep because she's scared. Mommy, I'm scared. I'm like, what are you scared of? Or we not do, what are you scared of? Yeah, Jesus baby. Oh yeah, now Jesus baby, go and sleep. Yeah, Jesus baby, go and sleep. And child goes, and then maybe child has nightmares. And when children all of a sudden start having nightmares, it's not for you to, oh, you're a big boy, you're a big girl, don't worry. Nightmares, they are just, no. Probe, why? What type of nightmares? What are you seeing in your dream? Ask question, because that would point you in the right direction for you to be able to help, not at the point where it is late. I think that a lot of times what we do is when it is now eventual rape, like somebody raped, it's like, this man raped a 2-year-old child, he raped a 5-year-old child, he raped a 7-year. He did not just all of a sudden rape this child. He started from one place. It was not like he saw the child today and today is this the first time they are putting you in my hands, then rape. No, it starts gradually. Of course, the progression can be faster for some than others, but it starts gradually. So if we're able to nip it in the bud, then we can help the child. It's not until when something drastic happens then now be, oh, we're bringing law enforcement, we're doing this, we're doing that. Of course, as adults, I would implore us to look out for these signs, or maybe not even look out for the sign. Be watchful, be sensitive when it comes to children, when it comes to adolescents, and note these signs. Children don't just act unruly because, oh, you know what, I want to act unruly. No, sometimes it's a cry for help, to say, see, you guys, I'm dealing with a lot, I don't know how to go about it. And then so that they don't turn to their friends and be, me, if they did not give me attention in my house, I spoil things. Say, hey, it works for you. Okay, means I will try it. And then they try it, and you're wondering, why is this child acting like this? You'll be like, no, I no wonder. When I was pregnant with you, I was this, I was that. Mommy, auntie, what are you saying? Don't do money. Anyway, so I hope that if you have watched till this point, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure that this would be helpful for many other people, so please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also share this video so that others can benefit from it. We want to a world where we have an eradication of sexual abuse in children. Yes, in children, because they're at that point where they cannot make decisions for themselves. Really, they're children, they cannot make decisions for themselves. And so that we don't breed a generation of adults that are already damaged and can't really function properly, however we would like to take it, can't function properly. So thank you so much once again for watching my video. Give this video a thumbs up because I'm sure you like it. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification button so you get notified every time I post a new video, and share this video. Please share this video. Thank you, and bye bye.